Here we have the 4-hour price chart for Tesla Incorporated, stock ticker TSLA. So this stock is just really rocketing higher. I mean, I don't know how else to describe a move like this. I mean, this is going parabolic. This is truly rocketing higher. This is a vertical price move. You don't see this type of thing happen very often, especially when you're dealing with such a large cap stock. If you're dealing with like a small cap stock or something like that, maybe something like this would be less surprising, for most of the market. When you're dealing with smaller caps, you've got, it's much easier to push prices around. And a smaller amount of money can sort of ignite a rally like this. But when you're dealing with a larger company, these are major moves here. It might not seem, it might not seem like a huge move when we look at the entire picture here, but this is just a couple of trading sessions. And we have broken through some major resistance levels that suggest that this stock is ready to move significantly higher. If you go back to the prior videos, you'll see that we were calling for this breakout way back here. Like the breakout hadn't even happened yet. And we're already pointing to the potential for upside due to the fact that, there were several pieces of information here. We had a significant Fibonacci support zone break. We had an ascending triangle chart pattern. And then we did also have indicator readings that were focused on the top side. So it really didn't take much to sort of light the fire here and to really get things moving. So the main question that you need to be asking yourself at this point is how far can this extend? How much farther are we really expecting prices to travel here? At some point, gravity has to take hold a little bit, and we have to start to see some corrective retracements. But the question really is, where will this occur? How much damage has been done to the to the bearish stance? Because there are a lot of people that are betting against this stock. There are a lot of people that are short selling here. So, the real question is how much damage has been done to that outlook? How much further are these short seller bears? How far are they going to have to retreat? Before they're really able to sort of reestablish those short positions again. So those are the real questions here, and that's what we're going to try to answer with this video. So, first we have to call attention to the fact that we called this breakout way before it happened. I mean, this was not, we didn't wait until prices were rocketing higher to start posting these videos. If you look at the prior videos, we were calling for this breakout well before the break of the $200 level. We were heavily focused on this $200 level. And we were saying that this was really the line in the sand. The stock has had a lot of trouble in this region. If we do see an actual break here, that is going to open the floodgates, and that is going to send this stock rocketing higher. And pretty close to being a literal explanation there. Because look at this price move; it's amazing. Um, and then in addition to that, there are all these price gaps. You know, we're jumping right over, a whole series of orders here. I mean, we're just rocketing higher. So, these are significant moves. Like, don't dismiss these as kind of short term. These are major trend changing moves that are gonna affect the longer term share price for quite a while. Now, I would definitely say that this is going to put the stock on a strong footing for the rest of this year at a minimum. Like we're not going to see significant declines here again. And we were calling this well in advance of this $200 break. So here, mostly what we have to do is we have to look at the damage that was done to the bearish thesis. So if you were expecting resistance to start unfolding here, or if you were expecting short sellers to start to enter the market, where would they have been? And what damage has been done to that negative outlook. Okay, so first, what we really have to point to is if we're looking at this dominant trend move here, which, I pointed this out in the prior video, what we're looking at here is the prior highs, which came in from December 2023, posting at 265.12. And then this trend move kind of ended. This would be sort of the second half of April 22nd, where prices reached 141.11. So this is a major move to the downside, more than $120 for a $265 stock. So, in percentage terms, it's a massive price move to the downside. This was getting the short sellers all excited here. Many people don't like Elon Musk, believe it or not. There are many people that don't. And they wanted him to fail. They wanted this company to fail. They didn't like what he did with X and Twitter. I think a lot of people saw this as its punishment, this downside price move. There were people that were calling for $90 a share in Tesla, many people. So there were large sections of the market that were definitely fighting against this stock. But we saw price lows here. We saw positive developments in the global delivery numbers. And this has really set the stock on a strong footing for the rest of this year. So if we're looking at this dominant price move, which is what I like to do with these stocks, because currently I would still argue that this is the most influential trend here. It was this dominant downside price move. So how much of this have we recovered, and how much of this have we clawed back? We have to look at the 61.8% Fibonacci retracement, which came in at 217. As we can see, we have blown right through there. It was like a knife through butter. It was a very easy price move. There was no resistance at all to be found here. And as you can see, I did point to this level in the previous video. I said this was going to be a major indicator of whether or not this trend has true strength. If we were seeing a bit of a double top condition here, and then I said if we did fail at this 618 level, then that would it would be a warning signal. But if we break through here, we're on track to retest these prior highs, without much doubt. So we can see what did happen here. It was the positive scenario. It was not the negative scenario. So everybody that's taking a short sell position in the stock, I'd love to see where they've moved to at this point, because the 618, the 61.8% Fibonacci retracement really didn't provide any resistance at all. We ran right through there, and then this did set momentum. Really rocketing higher, because we also broke through the 78.6% Fibonacci retracement very easily. There are no red candles here. There was no selling pressure here. So essentially, this level came in at roughly 238.60. And we're closing, roughly, close to $10 higher from there. And there are no negative candles here. There's not much selling pressure here. We did see a bit of selling pressure, as we pointed out in the prior video. We did see a bit of selling pressure into this double top zone, but this is way back below 200. And we were suggesting that there was this ascending triangle here. We had already broken through the 38% Fibonacci retracement. We broke above all of the moving average cluster. We had rising bullish momentum in the indicator reading. I mean, there were just way too many things pointing to the positive direction, and this is what allowed us to send this bullish buy signal way in advance of this upward price move. So anybody that's catching this move now is a bit late. Like anybody that's looking here, there are a lot of YouTube videos saying I'm buying as much Tesla stock as I possibly can. It's like, okay, well, you missed the price move. You missed all of this profit that you could have had. If you were actually watching the chart as opposed to just trying to make a clickbait video, you might have actually made some money. But there's a lot of gains here, that you lost, that you could have had, if you had watched our chart analysis. Instead of just making clickbaity videos. And I'm talking to most of the YouTube platform at this point, because there's some really ridiculous people that cover the stock, people that just don't know what they're doing. But this is a lot of money here that can be made. And those people, they're not chart analysts here, and they're not really trading the market very well. So this is the type of analysis that you need to be doing when dealing with this stock. So here's the current market outlook for Tesla Incorporated, stock ticker TSLA.